touch me from behind, and I would always like elbow him in the ribs. He knew not to touch me from behind, but God, he was always coming from behind. And yeah, I remember one time when it really started falling apart, and this is the bullshit. This is the bullshit INTP crap with me. He was a vegetarian. It was Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving Eve, and he wanted a tofurkey, and I found one in the city, one left, and I got it for him. And he made the comment that he said, well, if I ever encounter like a good cut of meat, like a nice cut of meat, I would probably taste it. I was like, oh, so you're not a vegetarian? He's like, no, I am. I was like, well, if you're willing to eat meat, then you're not a vegetarian. And he's like, no, I totally am. I was like, well, all right. If you're a virgin and you only have sex once or twice a year, does that still make you a virgin? And he's like, no. I was like, well, that's the same thing. And I couldn't let it go for some reason. I couldn't let it go. And I ruined our Thanksgiving over his flippant comment that he would eat meat if once in a while, if it were a good cut of meat. And I couldn't let that go. It didn't make sense to me. Yeah.
I do.
Look, if you're a vegetarian, you don't eat meat. Okay? If you're a virgin, you will have sex. I don't even fucking know. But I'm saying,
Hitler was a vegetarian.
once in a while, you're not a fucking vegetarian. You're not. I'm sorry. You're not. No, he said he'd eaten meat like, yeah. He said if it was a good cut of meat, that once in a while he might eat meat. I was like, oh, so you're not a vegetarian? He's like, yeah, I am. And he was very, very, very serious about this. But I was like, so if you're a virgin and you only have sex once a year, does that make you a virgin? Yeah, I was curious about that too.
Yeah, she did a bunch of messed up things. Well, uh, she got pregnant.
With you?
And yeah, and I took care of her morning sickness and talked to her dad about it and everything else. And then she ended up going to New Mexico and getting rid of it because New Mexico has pretty lax abortion laws.
Well, how far in did she get her abortion?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was enough so where she was like puking in the morning and everything else. It was like it's
I
pretty
mean,
far along. Like
there's a certain
they did
point.
hormonal tests. They did
Yeah.
hormonal tests and things like that.
I mean, like people the third trimester, they don't have the brain stem and the brain aren't fully formed and connected to each other. They don't have experiences. So if
Yeah,
you could
it's
maybe
still.
find some comfort in that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. And
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
she came back a few months ago, and she said she had to drop her friend off at school up here, and she saw me, and she messaged me, and then I met up with her. She apologized and made up and stuff, and
Would you have been prepared to take care of this child?
oh yeah, I wish I did. I wish I would have married her. I wish I did all that stuff different. And
Yeah.
And then she wanted me to marry her too. She was waiting. She was asking me to. What was that, Neptune? Yeah,
You may not have wanted to bodily take to bodily go through it. Even that,
yeah. I think she was just freaking out.
and you know what? That's not uncommon.
Yeah,
I can't step into your shoes because I'm not in the position to impregnate someone. But I definitely um,
that was a cool way to put it. That was cool.
I definitely sympathize. I want to. I find myself wanting to sympathize with you because I can see the look on your face right now.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mm, That's about as
Yeah.
I can get. But I do see the look on your face right now, and I wish I could do something
I mean,
about it.
that was like the
Yeah.
biggest mistake. Well, there was that mistake, and then just trying to make it work even after that. I mean, I wish I was with her. I mean, I love that girl. That girl's great.
I loved Robert.
Yeah. Like it's weird when you know somebody that well and they know you that well, and it's just so normal, and it's like that becomes
When you're next to them every day for years,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then you're just gone.
You go to sleep with them, you wake up with them, everything.
People are
Yeah.
capable of just about anything when their emotions are pressed. I mean, that's my Achilles heel is when I have very fragile feelings, very fragile, and and I it's the only time when I act irrationally is when I get my feelings hurt. It's the only time. I'm the perfect person when an emergency is happening, when
Mhm.
when emotions need to be turned off. But when my personal feelings are hurt, or when my personal morals, logical personal morals are offended, that's when I get irrational, and it does happen from time to time. I mean, it does.
Mhm.
Um, um, I forgot where I was going with that.
Yeah. No, I get that way too. I get that way with anger. So
I
I'm like
don't.
a type 8 enneagram. So like when I get angry, like I get real angry, and I do things and say things that I should.
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand why people can't just be kind and nice to everyone. I mean, it's easy. You get it in return, but no one is like that. And I've got like a way of I'm just not mean to people. I'm not rude to people. I am rude to people. I am rude to people by accident, but
Mhm.
never on purpose. Never on purpose. Um, and when I find out that I have hurt someone by accident, I always make it right or try to make it right. What I don't get is people that proactively
Yeah.
try to hurt other people.
Right.
I don't understand that at all. I can understand being socially inept and not understanding, what people need when they need it, but I cannot understand why a person would proactively hurt someone else.
I agree.
Or I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me because when you're good to someone, you get good back usually, as long as they're not an evil person or evil.
And I agree with you, Neptune. I think people.
But also, I feel bad for these people too, because no one chooses to live a crappy life. No one chooses. Who would choose to make bad relations with other people? No one would.
Right.
They have to be fucked up in the head mentally.
Well, unless they want to have friends with a certain somebody
But who
because
would
they
want
want to do
that?
harm.
I can't imagine any logical person wanting that. Who would want that?
You mean a logical person or a person of sound mind?
A logical
I think-
person of sound mind.
I think,
I'm talking about. I have mercy on people who are fucked up in the head because I realize why they are fucked up in the head. It's chemical, okay? And I view it that way. And people that are bad to me, I can't even handle. I don't even like seeing people get their feelings hurt who deserve to get their feelings hurt because I know that they're fucked up in the head chemically. Like there's something wrong with them, like organically, that is making them this way, and they cannot help that. Well, like borderline personality disorder and perceiving being slighted when they're not, and getting angry, and that's my father. My father's still borderline
I
person.
still don't treat those people differently.
Hmm?
I don't treat people that have so-called disorders differently. I treat them like people.
I just know how much I hurt, and I don't want anyone else to hurt the way I hurt. And I understand why I act the way I act because I've studied it and I've read it and I understand it. And I understand why people act the way they act. And I feel sorry for them because they are the way that they are. Even if it hurts me, it's fucked up. It's like I scientifically view people. It's like I guess I try to logic the way people. Well, I try. I mean, but I psychologically, and with all my psychological studies, I feel like I understand why people act the way that they act, on a academic level, and 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 because of that, it's like I can't ever. It's like I can't get angry with anyone really because I know that there's something wrong with them, or else they wouldn't be acting the way that they're acting. You know what I mean?
I mean, I still get angry at them.
Huh?
I still get angry at them.
Well, I mean, yeah, if I'm hurt, like there are certain areas where you can hurt me. There are certain pressure points that you can press on me that will hurt me, and I will react irrationally, and I hate it, and I realize it when it's happening, and it makes me sick.
Uh-huh.
And but I don't know. I just don't. I just can't see that anyone would live a life like that of their own will. You know what I mean?
Well, they see it as good. They're misperceiving evil as good.
Well, that's a fucking that's a dysfunction of the head.